Hello, I'm DJ Neige, and this is what we had to watch. You, might have noticed the change in location. See, ever since the incident with Dungeons & Dragons, I've had to relocate until I can find a way to fix the fourth wall. Anyway, you might also remember the opening monologue from my last review stating that there are no good video game movies. Well, that's not entirely true. What I should have said is that there are no great video game movies. There are a few titles out there that have legitimately entertained me, but I still have yet to see one that delivers the full package, writing, production, the whole shebang. And as a result, I've become rather cynical when it comes to future releases. Which brings us here. Yes, it's all coming back now, isn't it? The thrill of seeing a trailer for one of the most demanded video game movies of all time, followed by a strange mixture of disappointment and relief at learning that this was all just an April Fool's joke. For years, people have been asking for a Zelda movie, but it's understandable why Nintendo wouldn't want one, since there are so many bad video game movies out there. And it would be a shame to see Zelda fall in with them. Not to mention, last time Zelda was adapted for the screen, we got this.
Excuse me, princess.
However, that hasn't stopped independent studios from trying, as a few years ago, a feature-length fan-made Zelda movie was released by BMB Finishes. The film has built quite a following online and has even received praise from various sources in spite of its low-budget status. But can we really accept this as our best hope of ever having a Zelda movie? I obviously have no problem stating my opinions online, so let's have a look at The Hero of Time. The movie follows the story of Ocarina of Time, and just like the game, opens up in the Kokiri forest. The only difference being that Link is already fully grown, and has about as much personality as that wig he's wearing.
Looks like a medieval warrior.
Link is of course joined by his childhood friend Saria, who's also fully grown for some reason.
My baby.
Wait. Saria is Link's mom? Can't imagine how the shippers must feel.
We both know that I'm not your boy. Is it a secret? Must we pretend that we are family when we're not even from the same land?
Even though we share the same obviously fake accent? If you're not familiar with Legend of Zelda, I should probably clear a few things up, since the movie tends to assume that anyone watching it has already played the game. Among the many races of Hyrule, the magical land in which most Zelda games take place, are the Kokiri, a forest-dwelling tribe who stay children forever, or in the movie's case, live longer than most people. Because Link is growing up faster than everyone around him, he knows he's not actually Kokiri and that Saria isn't his real mom. This would make for interesting character development if Link weren't constantly whining about it.
It never changes. When will you tell me who I am?
Link is also plagued by strange dreams and a mysterious mark on his left hand.
I warned you of the dangers of mentioning that mark.
It's Sharpie! It washes off! So once Link's emo streak has ended, he receives a summons from the Great Deku Tree, the guardian of the forest. Upon arriving, the tree charges Link with the task of leaving the forest to confront a great evil that is threatening Hyrule, without bothering to actually tell him what that evil is. As the tree promises that Link will find answers about his past along the way, Link agrees, because I guess it wasn't until he received vague orders from a talking tree that he decided to stop whining and actually do something. The tree then dies for no adequately explained reason. Link dons his signature green tunic and bids farewell to Saria.
I love you.
Mother and son, all you fanfiction writers. Mother and son. But on his way through the forest, Link finds himself in the middle of the Lost Woods, from which there is no escape. No one's ever made it out of the Lost Woods! No one's ever made it out of the Lost Woods! Oh look, he made it out of the Lost Woods. Well, that was pointless. So one travel sequence later, Link arrives at Hyrule Castle, where he proceeds to walk around and look at stuff, walk around and look at stuff, and walk around and look at stuff. My gosh, this is like watching your friend play Zelda for the first time. You keep telling him where to go to get the sword, but he just wants to walk around and talk to people. Link then wanders into a local shop where the shopkeeper tries desperately to make a sale, but considering Link's personality, it's like trying to sell butter to a piece of toast. You do realize the point of a reaction shot is to show the character actually having a reaction, right?
Well, there you Oh, look at this bow! This certainly with the quivers made from real quiver trees. Well, there you are, sir. Oh, you've got a bow!
Okay, that's pretty funny. Alright, so Link's got a bow now. Maybe this means there'll be an action scene where we'll actually get to see him use it.
Hey, you're not from around here, are you?
Or maybe he's gonna talk some more. Pardon me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there something in here about confronting a great evil? Because all we've really seen Link do so far is buy a bow for the sake of buying a bow. Just show us what the great evil is already! Wait, could it be? Red hair, dark clothes, badass organ music? It is! The Thief King of the Desert. One of the greatest video game villains of all time! Ganondorf! Oh, you've got to be kidding me. He looks like a Muppet! He looks like the illegitimate love spawn of a penguin and Jermaine from Flight of the Conchords. So we're finally introduced to our villain as he monologues to his wormy sidekick about his plot to take over the kingdom by claiming the 3 pieces of the Triforce, a perfect balance of power, wisdom, and courage created by the gods to protect Hyrule. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then I'm sorry to say that it's only going to get more confusing from here, as I will now demonstrate. Hi, I'm a parent/friend/sibling that got dragged along to this movie. I've never played Ocarina of Time, and I know absolutely nothing about Legend of Zelda. I sure hope they do a good job of explaining things for people like me, otherwise I'm gonna be bored out of my mind.
I've devised a plan to keep the children away during our raid.
The Temple of Time?
Temple of what?
The temple is the dwelling place for the realm of spirit.
Spirit realm?
Once they have obtained entrance, they will have recklessly opened the realm, and I will cast the demons of element to the 5 corners of the kingdom to guard the sages.
What? Meanwhile, Link has spent the night in an inn run by Talon and Malon, 2 characters from the game whose appearances are pure fan service as they leave just as soon as they're introduced. Link then decides to storm the castle, for some reason, but luckily for him, the guards in this movie are just as effective as the guards from the game, and he easily makes it over the castle walls.
Halt! Who are you, brat? What are you doing in the castle of Hyrule?
What accent are you attempting? So as punishment for proving how grossly incompetent they are, the guards beat up on Link a bit.
What is going on here? What is the meaning of this?
This young beggar was trespassing on the king's property, Lady Impa.
I do not believe that's a suitable reason to be beating the poor boy. Is it, guardsmen?
I think someone's mom wanted to be in the movie. Impa then dismisses the guards after seeing the mark on Link's hand.
You carry the mark of the Triforce of Courage.
Well, would you look at that? So do I!
The great spirit of the forest sent you here. Don't look like a Kokiri to me. Do you lie?
My gosh, is your voice gonna get any higher? Impa then takes Link to meet the Princess Zelda, who, as it turns out, is the same girl from his dreams. This then leads to the most awkward scene in the entire movie.
Please rise.
I'm Link, your humble servant, my lady.
I've been waiting so long.
Princess!
Yeah.
I've come here searching for answers. Answers to so many questions.
Look through this window.
Or rather, this green screen effect.
You see that man? There's something sinister about him. Something about his eyes.
And just look at those sideburns!